Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Magical Maiden and welcome to Magical Maiden's Jewelry Tutorials. So today what I wanted to show you is not a tutorial. So it's not going to be a tutorial today. I'm going to show you a mini craft shopping haul and I'm going to show you also what I made. So the last tutorial that you might have seen on my jewelry tutorial playlist was this necklace made out of material that is like a matte. It's glitter matte and cardstock. So this is it. This is what I made, and it's all fancy and glittery, and I wanted you to get a good look to see what it looks like on. So this is what the necklace looks like it's on. If you haven't seen the jewelry tutorial of me making this necklace, I will put the link below this video in the description box, but also you could just go to my channel, go to where my jewelry tutorial playlist is, and you can see it. It should be right there because it was the very last video I did. And I only did that a few days ago. So this is it. This is how it looks on. It's very shimmery, and it's a little fancy and glittery. And what I didn't tell you on that video is that I showed you how you wrap it and glue it and put a stitch, but on these end pieces, okay, these little end collar pieces, you can put a little E6000 glue on there with a little toothpick. So what I did was, after it was all done, I positioned these pieces at the end and they went over the black a little bit, but so that they didn't move and pick up and not look uniform and messy, I decided to put a little glue in there, and then I held it tight for a bit, and then I kept pressing down and holding it. Now if you don't want to hold it and you have like a clip of some sort, whether it be a clothespin, bobby pin, or a paper clip, or anything that's going to squeeze it, even a bag clip. So it's just going to hold it so you don't have to sit there, but I really just sat there for a few minutes holding it and placing it. So let it dry. I love the end pieces. It's very easy to cut out like a triangle, but you've got to have a little extra because you're going to fold it. And I showed you how to do that, to leave a little loop in the center so that you can thread it through the cord. So you can thread it through the corded necklace part, okay? Now, I wanted to show you that because they're really very easy and inexpensive to make, and I love this. So the material that I used for this project, okay, so I use this silver glitter, and I don't know, it looks like it has little fish scales, okay? I also bought another one, but what I didn't realize is it wasn't the same. But I haven't used it yet, but no matter, I can use it again. See, this one doesn't have the little scales like this one does. And if you see, this one has scales, this one doesn't. Okay. I also used some cardstock. Now I used this black cardstock, okay, so it looks like in the back, for the black parts of this. Now you can, and I would suggest that you get the black matte material. It looks just like this. See, I wasn't sure in the store if it wasn't glittery enough, so I didn't pick that out. So I got the cardstock instead, and they have different variations of glitter. This is like a medium glitter, then they have high glitter, but it was too bumpy. But you can get the one, and I would suggest, because this is more of a like a material, kind of like almost like a placemat. It's wipeable, so you can clean it. But this is just cardstock. But if you want to just get cardstock, that's fine as well. I show you how to do it front and back, because otherwise your back is going to look like the back of these pieces. And I've made other ones, so if you look on my tutorial, if you look on my jewelry tutorial playlist, you're going to see a different batch with this royal blue that I love, and this nice teal. Of course, they have the red, and then they have this silver and the black, and then the white. It's a white glitter, so I might make some earrings or something with this. And you can make earrings. I know I didn't buy any orange because I wanted to make some Halloween stuff, but unfortunately they didn't have it. So I'm going to put this over here. Got some of that to create a little fun jewelry. And I like this because it's dressy, and I paired it with my fancy shimmery rhinestone earrings, which you could see a review for that. Came with the set with a choker, lariat, a ring, and a bracelet. So it's in my product review playlist, so you'll see it. But I wanted something to go with that. But this could be like a casual, but it's very glittery and very fancy. And it's so easy to make, and it's so inexpensive. Those sheets of these is like $240 something, and then the cardstock's even cheaper. But Hobby Lobby had 50% off. Plus, they're always having sales, Hobby Lobby. So where you get the cardstock, it would be in the paper aisle, and in the felt aisle, you can look for all these materials, okay? So the other things I purchased is the other things I purchased, I'm going to be using these in some more future jewelry tutorials. I have plenty of jewelry tutorials coming up. So I got these. These are like sequins, large metal sequins from Hobby Lobby. They were $1.99, but like I said, there was a sale. I don't know if there was a particular sale with these. Okay. Then I got these sequences. They're like different sizes, and some are flat and some are like iridescent. And then I got these royal blue ones, which will pair nicely when I make earrings using the matte material like this. And then I got these, they're like druzy gemstones. I don't know if you can see. And they were like $3.99, but they were on sale, 50% off at Hobby Lobby. Everything I got was at Hobby Lobby. So they're druzy, so they're raised. So I was thinking, when I make a necklace, or make earrings or a pendant or some form of jewelry, I can glue these on top of that. So I can make some really nice pendants and earrings, kind of like in the middle or something like that. But I have a bunch of ideas, so there'll be a lot of future jewelry tutorials coming up. So if you're not subscribed, you're going to want to do that now. And please make sure you click the notification bell. This way you're definitely notified when I'm uploading my new content and the latest content and all my future jewelry tutorials. So I just wanted to show you this and that tip that you should glue these down, because they really look better when they're in place. But I love it because I made it look like a little collar, and it keeps this steady and uniform if they're glued. Now, they're not glued to the cord. You certainly can do it if you don't want to shift it around, but they're not moving once you take care of these end pieces, and that's it. You can do any shapes you want. The hardest part of this craft, I have to be honest, was cutting the shapes, because the shapes can be a little hard to get, and then it may not turn out the way, especially if you don't have a template. So what I suggest is get a piece of cardboard, doesn't have to be thick, and cut out a template of the shape. When you've got the proper shape for each of these, go ahead and cut out your pieces. And remember, you're going to do 2 of each shape because you have to do the back. Now, I didn't do it because it's just for me, and it was for time's sake so I can do my jewelry tutorial, but you must do the back, okay? Otherwise, the back just looks, you know, unfinished. So, especially if you want to make these to give as gifts or to sell. So, I hope you enjoyed this idea. It was just an idea. It was inspired by somebody I watched. She had a necklace. Now it looked nothing like this. This is my own twist. What I do is I find inspiration. When, I can't think of anything on my own, I look at things, or sometimes I'm watching a show or I'm watching a YouTuber and they're wearing some nice jewelry and I'm like, you know what, I can make something similar, So what she had was something similar, but it was in metal. And it had little designs embossed in it, and there was different colors of metal. It was actually 3 different colors. It was like a rose gold, a silver, and then like a brass. And then the end pieces were a little different. They weren't like a color, but they were similar but more rounded off. And it was in this kind of design. And I liked the way that looked, and I'm like, you know what? I could do something but with my material. Because, you could buy the metal pieces at Hobby Lobby or any craft store really, or even online, that you cut out. But then I'm like, that's a little more money. This is more affordable and easier to work with, more pliable and glittery, and I figured, why not? So I got the inspiration from looking at that, but it became its own necklace. It doesn't, like, if you put the two together, the only thing that you would think was similar was the fact that the different sizes of the way it lays. Other than that, it looks nothing like my necklace. It was just an inspiration. So take an inspiration out there. What I suggest to people when you're making jewelry is, if you can't think of anything on your own, take an inspiration out there, whether it be from a fellow YouTuber or from some jewelry you've seen on a jewelry craft site or a Pinterest or a magazine or a TV show or a movie, because I'm always watching what their jewelry is and saying, how can I make that with the things that I have at home? And or inexpensively that I can get, and fast and easy. I hate complicated jewelry. So I threw this together and it didn't take me too long. I think the only reason why it took me a little longer is because my sister lives next door and she visited, so I took a break. My neck was hurting, so I needed that break. I was, I feel it. Plus I had interruptions with my cats, and I had to also stop to make dinner. So other than that, this doesn't take long. If you're good at cutting template shapes, and then you go ahead and you cut it and you're all ready and you got your glue and your needle and your thread and your cord, then you're good to go. So I hope you do enjoy the video where I show you how to make this. Again, the jewelry tutorial link for that will be below in the description box, or you could just simply check out my jewelry tutorial playlist. It should be the first one there. Oh, I really love it. I love the way it shimmers and shines, and it looks good with anything. And the thing I like about this, I can make another one in different colors. For Christmas, you can make a red and green one, or a silver and gold one for New Year's. You can make, orange and black for Halloween, or red and black. That might be my next one. I think I'm going to do that. I'm excited to do that. And you don't have to do these rounded shapes. You can do it to a point, or you can just do them square. I wanted to do this so it like fans out, but and then you don't have to cut your end caps. You could put beads, or you can cut them any way you want, but I like it because it makes it look like a collar. If you watched that video, if you didn't already, and I hope that you will try these crafts and see how you did your version of it. If you want to copy it exactly, that's fine. I don't mind. Right now, I'm the only one that owns this. That's what I like about making my own jewelry. I can get as creative as I want. I don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get inspiration off of really high-end jewelry, like real expensive silver, gold. But we all in this economy don't have the money to go out and buy all that. But with this, it's so inexpensive, and that's what I like, that I can make something very similar, and I don't have to use all that fancy dancy stuff to make it. It cost me a fortune to make it look like I spent a little more on it. So, and I do get compliments on all my jewelry that I make when I'm wearing it. And I can go to a jewelry, an expensive jewelry store, usually to get my wedding ring and engagement ring cleaned, and they always love what I'm wearing. They're like, I like it better than the stuff in here. They usually tell me, or they're like, where did you get that? I love that. And I'm like, I made it, you know, because they're surrounded by all this expensive stuff. And I'm not a big fan of stuff at fancy, expensive jewelry stores, only because some of it's a little too dainty for me. I'm not saying I don't like some pieces, but I like making my own because nobody else has it. Unless, of course, you're going to make it the same out there. But that's what I like. I like creating my own, and I like making jewelry tutorial videos for you out there, mainly for the beginner. But I mean, even if you're very experienced, why not share the idea? I like to keep it as simple as I can. I'd like to keep it as affordable as I can. And I like to keep it fast as it could possibly be. I mean, some things are a little more intricate and they take time, but I don't like complicated jewelry, like where you have like 50 million steps, and then you have to buy all these different things, and it adds up. And really, not only nobody has the money for it, but they don't have the time for that. I've seen some regular crafts outside of jewelry that require so many steps, and now you got to get this, and now you got to get that. I'm like, I don't want to do all that. Maybe I'm lazy, but I really don't want to do like 30 steps to get to that and spend a ton of money and get all these little things and get so intricate. And sometimes even with regular crafts aside of jewelry, I try to simplify it and say, you know what, I like that, but I'm not going to spend all that money and time. I'm going to cut the steps down and find products to do it cheaper. So that's why I make my videos for you out there that don't want to spend a lot of money, that don't want to spend a lot of time, that it isn't so complicated. You know, you're sitting there going, I can't do this, because yes, you can do this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to do this. It's very easy, and all you need is a little patience, and take your time. Cut templates before you start cutting the shapes. This way, if you make a mistake, you don't have to throw out and waste your material. Make a template. If it's the exact shape, go turn it on the back and trace it. Then cut it. Then hold it up to your template. If it needs a little trimming, trim it. And then just keep doing that. Because in the long run, you'll save money. Other than just going for it on the paper or your material, it's best to make a template first. Okay? So I hope you learned something from this. Maybe you'll make your own, maybe you won't, maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but I hope you would like this video, and I hope you share it with anyone that is interested in making this particular jewelry. And if you want, it would be nice if you go watch the jewelry tutorial making this and share that and give it a like. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please put it in the, I'll get back to you. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my videos. Bye.